Another Brick fan here with my review of LEGO BrickHeadz Tactical Batman and Superman, which are based on the Justice League movie. Let's get into the review. This is LEGO set 41610 and was released in May 2018. Has 209 pieces and cost about $20 when released. These are the last two BrickHeadz that were created for the Justice League movie. We'll go ahead and get started with Tactical Batman. As you would expect, the color scheme is black and gray. There are 3 printed tiles that make up the front of his uniform. This includes his utility belt in black and gold. His abs are printed on a 1x2 tile that is gray in the background and has black, silver, and gold to add for the printing. And then his symbol on his chest is printed in black on a silver background. Moving up a bit, you see that his eyes are done with trans black pieces that represent goggles. As we move around to the side of the figure, you'll see, or you can actually see a little bit from the front here, how he has kind of a goggle design with a band going around his head. I find it interesting that there was no additional band built up in between the 2 trans gray pieces representing his eyes. So it's not a complete goggle look. It looks more like 2 separate eyepieces that go attached from either side, which may be the look they were going for. From this angle, you can also see some pearl gold pieces that are used to add some texture to the arms, which we'll look at in more detail as we move around the figure. Moving to the side, you can see the build for the goggle straps that I was just mentioning. These are done with 1x2 plate with bows and grill pieces. The ears are built with Nexo shield piece and an end-ridged tile, which is this tile with 3 different angles on it that come up to a point on the top. The effect is really good and it looks very accurate for the ears of the cowl. This same build technique was used in Batgirl. The arms are decorated with pearl gold cheese wedges and 2 ingot pieces, which give the uniform a more armored look to me. Towards the back, you can see the beginnings of the cape build, which kind of makes the cape look like it comes around the body of the figure. And we'll show more detail as we move around to the back. Although the back looks flat and plain, the cape build is quite well done. There's just a little bit of separation from the bottom of his head or cowl and the top of the cape. Some 2x2 plate with bow pieces provide a rounded top to the cape that is finished off with a 2x4 tile on the base. Some additional texturing is added by using 2 1x2 plate with rail pieces on either side of the base of the cape. There are also some pieces on either side, making the cape a bit wider and making it look like it drapes around the back and the sides, which I pointed out when we were looking at the side of the figure. Overall, I think it's a really nice effect. The other side is exactly the same as the one we just looked at. There are no accessories with this BrickHeadz, so let's take a look at Superman. Superman also has some nice prints that make up his uniform. In this case, they are done with 1x2 bricks. I like the use of light blue printed on the darker blue, which is officially dark earth blue in LEGO language. The Superman logo is very prominent and works well with the figure. Moving up, there's some curved pieces used for the hair build, which does a good job simulating Superman's hairstyle in the movie. I put a picture in the upper right so you can see what I'm talking about. Moving to the side, the hair build continues with plates and tiles, keeping the good texture. His ear is done with a traditional 1x2 slope piece, and his hands are done in the tan, or officially brick yellow, just like the rest of his skin. Towards the back, you can also see the side build of the cape. The cape is done exactly the same way as the one for Batman. Just like Batman, the back of this figure is very smooth, with a slight separation between the hair and the top of the cape. However, having the cape in this dark red color really sets it off a lot more, and of course fits perfectly with the Superman traditional color scheme. Other than the color, the cape is built exactly the same way as it is for Batman. The other side is the same as the first one we looked at. So let's move back around to the front and I'll give you my overall impressions of the set. With the figures back together, my overall impression is that the color schemes for both figures are dead on accurate. These are really representative of the characters from the movies. And I like the use of the different colors on the prints, and they work really, really well with each figure. I like the gold details on Batman, from the gold printing on his belt to the gold cheese wedge pieces, and I think they add a lot of character. I also like how they did the ears on the cowl. Even though this isn't a new technique, I think it works great, and you might as well stick with something that works really well. The hair build for Superman is spot on. The use of the rounded plate and the cheese wedges capture the style perfectly. The cape build for both characters works really well and is used in many BrickHeadz. The 6 BrickHeadz represent the 6 heroes from the Justice League movie, and I think they did a good job with all of them. I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this BrickHeadz set, and I look forward to reading your comments. I'm going to go ahead and get started on another video. Happy building! I've included a link to my complete BrickHeadz review playlist. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button to see more. You can also click the bell to be alerted when a new video is posted.